I'm James Richardson from the Agriculture and Food Policy Center at Texas A&M, and I'd like to talk a little bit about our recent visit to Washington, D.C. to present the baseline report to the House and Senate Ag Committees. This is a copy of our baseline report. You can get this by going to our website at afpc.tamu.edu. Then over on the right-hand side, first thing you want to do is click that January 2016 baseline briefing report. This is a short report that has a summary of an outlook for the economic viability of all of our representative farms. I talked about a representative farm process in the last video we put together. The second new publication on that website is the working paper. And if you want more detail about the representative farms and their economic viability, you want to click on that working paper. It's a 100-page report that has a detail about the economic outlook for each of our representative farms. Our representative farm system is set to present the report or present the results of what the FAPRI baseline would look like if it comes to pass for each of our representative farms. The baseline analysis that we're doing is for 2014 to 2020. The analysis uses 14 and 15 as the actual prices and yields that the farmers in our panels receive on their representative farms, and that's a starting period for us. And then 2016 to 20 is going to be the forecast period that we're going to use. We classify our farms in three measures. We look at this in terms of definition of financial position. We classify them as either in good condition, marginal condition, or in poor condition. A good condition farm is one that has a less than 25% chance of a negative ending cash balance and less than a 25% chance of decreasing their real net worth, or their real net worth being less than, at the end of the period 2020, being less than what it was at 2014. A marginal farm would be one that has a 25 to 50% chance of a negative ending cash balance and the same probability of losing real net worth. A poor farm is one that has more than a 50% chance of a negative ending cash and a decrease in real net worth. Let's turn now to the outlook for cow-calf operations or representative ranches that we have in the Policy Center. Our representative ranches are scattered across the the Rocky Mountains, and we still have one farm in Missouri and one in Florida. The cattle prices are projected to come down, as we can see in this chart. FAPRI's got cattle prices coming down and then slightly turning back up by 2020. We're coming off of those high prices in the last couple of years, and that has a significant impact on the cash flow and wealth situation for some of these ranches. If we go back in 2012 and look 5 years into the future, that's what this left-hand bar on this chart is indicating, then we had about 85% of our representative farms, ranches, classified in green. And we only had one ranch that was classified in red, poor condition. As we come across here, the green bar kind of decreases for a couple of years, and then the high prices set in, and ranchers started actually making some profits. And so in our 2015 baseline projection, we were back to about what we had in 2012. Conditions were pretty good. Ranchers had built up some cash reserves. Now in 2016, we've got a bunch of yellow there. A lot of our ranches are in marginal condition, and the reason is not because of cash flow so much, but because of a change in the way they're running their operations and the change in the value of the cow herd. We updated our ranches recently, and 5 of the 11 ranches have actually increased their herd size by retaining heifers or actually buying some replacements. By retaining heifers, of course, their cash receipts are reduced because they just aren't selling as many animals. The Texas South region cow-calf operation was the hardest hit by the drought of all of our representative ranches. This operation is trying to rebuild its herd now that we've had some rain in Texas, and you can see that effect there, that TXSB 275 ranch. By retaining those heifers, it is hurting their cash flow. The other ranches have very good outlook for their cash flow over the period. The reason they're classified as yellow in that third column is by 2020, what we're doing is we're adjusting the value of their assets. And one of their big assets is the value of those cows on the ranch. As the cattle prices came down, the value of the cows on the ranches went down relative to 2014, our starting period. So the real net worth on these ranches went down, mainly in terms of the cow herd, not necessarily in terms of a big decrease in land value for these operations. The outlook for them is pretty darn good. If you have any questions about this baseline projection or particular questions about ranches, give us a call at AFPC. Thank you.